you know, if there's anybody else, don't be afraid. You know, I've said it before. When he is incarcerated, all of you people that have been afraid to come forward and do something about it, that's the time you go and you report it to your police and you put in some type of a protection order against him, because he's not going to have anywhere to run when he's behind bars. You know, if he has a court appearance scheduled, they will drive him there, and he will have to appear in court for new POs. And you know, I'm sure there's a way that legally you can say, you know, that the PO would start as soon as he is released from prison. And I would definitely do that. Anybody that's been affected by him, do it, because he's so proud of himself that he's been able to skate by for so long without having to, you know, pay the consequences for his behavior. You know, he can't talk his way out of this one. You can't talk his way out of the robbery. So, you
Both
know,
of them, Miss Scammy. Both
Yep.
of them.
just
Well,
everybody
and
does
and I
that.
wanted to add, I've always been willing to help anybody who wants to file anything like that. He claims that I was telling people I would file for them. That is not the case. I would basically
No.
just direct you to the website and how to properly fill out the forms. Where to get what type of information needs to be included on there. That is it. And I wanted to mention, because you were discussing Bougie and messages. She messaged me back in December and January because she wanted my help in filing a protection order against Florida Man. And in fact, at one point, she told me that she was on the website filling out the forms. Whatever happened with that?
Wow. Wow. Yeah,
Hmm.
well,
Did she lie about that or what? I don't know. But we had multiple conversations about that because I had said I would be willing to help anybody who was being harassed by Florida Man. She claimed that she was. Yeah, she told me that she was filling out the paperwork for it. But yeah.
how soon we forget.
Do you guys, I'm sorry, do you guys think that with all of this nonsense going around, with him lying to the police and having, third party, like people harassing us via third party, do you think we could get some sort of justice on that as well?
Absolutely. I've been saying this. Listen, I have been saying this for a long time, and I've said it multiple times in my lives. Okay. In regards to third party, I've mentioned that T could be held responsible for that. She seems to think that I was saying that she is an accomplice or something in terms of the burglary he committed. No, I don't believe that anybody knew that he was going to burglarize that business. I don't think anybody knew that. He didn't share it with anybody. Why would he? But I do believe that she can be held accountable for allowing him to harass you, especially 13, on her platform, because she knew damn well he had a protection order. She knew he wasn't supposed to be talking about you. And even though he did it and she didn't tell him to do it, she knew that on her platform, she is responsible for what people are saying on it. And she can absolutely be held accountable for that as a third party because she allowed it to happen. There's no way you can talk yourself out of that one.
I
And
mean,
also Nikki for
example of
threatening me.
for the host of a live stream to say that they're not responsible for what happens. I mean, think of this in the media. Let's say uh, CNN. They are that is their broadcast. They can't just let people on there spreading mass misinformation or whatever. I'm just saying any media,
When they
on
know it's
TV.
wrong.
Yeah, when they know it's false. Now opinions are one thing, right? But if they're
Right.
actually spreading have people on there saying things that they know is complete misinformation on their broadcast, or they put it out in their newspaper or whatever. I mean, that's why, I mean, those type of places, those type of media outlets have been sued
Yep.
for slander and defamation and all kinds of things, for maybe things that they personally didn't say, but for allowing someone else on their broadcast, on their platform,
Yep.
to put out false information on individuals.
Yep.
They end up being responsible in court. So
And,
it is no different.
13, what platform was Nikki on when she threatened to drive to where you live and punch you in the face and all that? Whose platform was that, 13?
I want to say T or
Yes.
Dora, but I'm not.
Uh,
Okay, thank you.
I think it was, yeah, I'll have to go
I
back and
don't
look.
know
I
I
who
mean,
think it
did
was
it.
T.
it was Teodora. We have the clip.
Yeah.
So, but in that case too, I think that would, the difference is this: you could get her for threatening, but that wouldn't be third party because Florida Man wasn't there at the time.
Oh,
You
actually, I
know,
just double checked. It was on Dora's platform.
Dora's plan.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
Yep.
because if Florida Man was in the box when Nikki was saying that, then absolutely that could be considered third party harassment. Absolutely, because she threatened physical harm. But since Florida Man wasn't there and Nikki was by herself saying that, then you can't attribute that to Florida Man. You know?
No, but you 13 issued a cease and desist on Queen Witch, as well as others, and they're not complying with that. And 13, I think you really need to speak with your attorney.
Oh wow! I didn't know. I
Yeah.
didn't know Queen Witch had
Oh
that.
yeah.
Right. Let's
Oh
talk
yeah.
about
Yes,
Queen Bitch.
So I
that's
really think you need to speak with your attorney
Oh,
about taking
absolutely.
the next step on that, because
Absolutely. I didn't know that, 13. Oh yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
ma'am.
If there's you have that already in place against her and she threatened you, oh, I
Yes,
yep.
would
ma'am. She
I would be
threatened me
there the
because
next
of it.
day. I would be there the
She
next
threatened
day.
me. Scammy, she had said the reason why I was threatened was because I quote unquote doxed her. Now, I've already put out the definition of doxing, and I am well within my rights to print out or post something like a cease and desist directing it towards her. That is not malicious. That is not with any sort of intent to be evil to her or anything. I was just letting her know that it was, the cease and desist was directed to her and she needs to stop, and she has not stopped. So she
Well,
threatened me.
if you need it, I have a recording. I forget if it's earlier in that same live stream or if it was from another recent one. They were discussing what doxing is, and they were all in agreement that just putting out someone's name is not doxing. But then,
Correct.
oh,
Oh, you put the shoe on the other
Queen's
foot.
Witch is names put out, and she's claiming she was doxxed. It might even be in the same clip. It
How
might have
many
been
times?
earlier in the same. That's, I mean, the hypocrisy like flip flops so fast. I
Yeah.
think it was earlier in that clip they were actually discussing it and saying, well, just putting out a name, because they gave out a name, right? One of
Right.
them gave out a name, and
Right.
they were like, I'm not doxing, it's just the name. And just giving out a name is a doxing. And then, like, literally, whatever minutes later, Queen Witch is flipping out because she says someone put her name out. And they had just all said that was not doxing. Like, it's
You,
crazy.
when you're on a live and you're hosting and you're in a box and all that, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we talk about on here. And, if somebody said to me, well, you said this on your live, and I'd be like, well, wait a minute, when did I say that? Can you show me? I mean, I could have said it, but when it comes to something like this, where you are irate that somebody put your name out there and then you do the same thing, it just shows you how people don't first of all, people don't, there's some people that just don't stand on something. You know, they don't have a morality, a morality clause in them, okay, where these things are wrong, these things are right, and never do they switch over sides. You know, you're not allowed to stand for one thing, and when it happens to you, all of a sudden you stand for the opposite. You can't do that, and you can't cry a victim when that happens. You know, but as I said, and as I always say, just listen to their lives from the outside. Listen just how, you know, there's so many people that are just weaving, you know, themselves into this cocoon where, you know, they don't take responsibility for anything. They don't want people calling them out for it. They're not going to talk about it anymore, but they still believe that nothing they did was wrong. Everything they did was right, but if somebody else was wrong, everything they did was right, but if somebody else does it, they're wrong. It's mind boggling. It's mind boggling.
I agree with you. I did just get confirmation.
It's mind boggling.
I agree with you. I did just get confirmation. They are sending me a video of something. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember when Queen Witch wanted to hold a live about me?
Because this has been going on for a very long time, and it's a lot of the same people that are still doing this. So, I mean, they have a whole entire flash drive of videos and information that I already submitted to the court. So the court already has a lot of the information on those individuals and what they've been saying or doing, and they will be able to see that there's a long-term pattern here.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, a lot of it too, a lot of this long term pattern, you know, some of it isn't even out yet. You know, there's going to be more people that are going to be coming forward, and you know, it'll be a big relief for a lot of people when he is no longer free. I mean, it's as simple as that. There's just been too much that's been done.
I plan on extending my PFA, hopefully for a lot more than 2 years.
Yeah. He
I'm
has
sure
not been
Scam will
arrested.
too.
Yeah, and you know, as I said, if he, you know, if he is incarcerated for a number of years, you know, see if there's a way that those can go into, those can be legal, like the day he gets out, so he can't go back, you know, when he's free to continue to do this stuff.
Yes.
I know, Meeps. I agree. I agree, Meeps. The damage is done already. You know what I mean, Lynn, based on your comment there? The damage is done. You know, a lot of people opened their eyes to what was going on. And, you know, the damage is done. Will there be more? Yeah. Because for those people that are still listening to the claims that he didn't do anything and nothing's going to happen to him, when the reality comes through that it does happen to them, there's going to be people saying, well, wait a minute, you guys were saying he didn't do anything. And, you know, this was all just harassment by them. And obviously it wasn't. So we'll see.
I just want all of this to just end. It's like now I'm having to possibly get ready for another court hearing. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen at this
I
point,
don't think
but
so
even
either.
still, you know, going through this like all again, like is absolutely ridiculous. I have been going through this off and on with him and his friends, if you want to call them that, whatever, for 14 months now. 14 months.
Do you know that there's people flexing that they're going to send him money when he's in prison?
I heard that. I
Disgusting.
don't like that. I
Yeah.
think it's disgusting.
So listen, you know, Snark said that on her live and in a recording. She said, "You're damn right. When he's, you know, when he gets arrested, I'm going to be sending him money for his commissary." Why doesn't she send it to the people that she's trying to save lives in Gaza?
Exactly.
Right.
You
Yep.
know, she's all, and listen, I am all for, helping people that are, being starved, being a part of genocide, all that stuff. How can you stand up for people in that position and trying to collect money to help these people, and then on the flip side of the coin, you're sticking up for a guy who has a criminal rap sheet that is very long, and all of this, these two new situations that have come up, and you're going to flex and say, I'm going to send him money for honey buns or, I don't know, ramen noodles or whatever else you eat in prison. I don't know what they eat there. I mean, how can you do that? I mean, you know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I said it about Megan and I'll say it about Snark. You know what? Do not send people money on this app. Don't do it. I'm sure there are enough legit organizations that you can donate money to help people, whether it's with Gaza, the whole thing with the person who passed away and they were collecting money from. Don't do that stuff. Don't do it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. And especially when you're sending money to help somebody, and it's going through a person, with her, her being outspoken about this. It's very, very strange to me. So, anything else you guys want to say in the boxes? Scam 13.
I would like to have a
If anything
conversation.
ever happens to me, don't send money to anybody on TikTok on my behalf for my funeral
Same.
or
Yeah, yeah,
anything. Do
yeah. I
not.
think that's a good public service
If
announcement.
anything happens
Absolutely.
to me, do not
Yes.
send money to anyone who claims to be my family, or friends or anything else. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. The only thing that I would ever do after doing my research on it would be a GoFundMe, because at least those donations are protected. So if it turns out to be a scam, people that have given money to it will get most of it, if not all of it back. But that's the only way. No way. Otherwise, it's sketchy as hell. So, Skittles, what did you want to say?
13. Silly.
What did I just call
I
you?
would like Skittles.
Oh, shit. I
It's
looked at your
okay.
name. You got to get that freaking Skittles name off of
I
there.
know. I'm going to. It was just a joke.
I know. It's a good
But
joke.
Scammy
Yes.
and Scam, if we can, I'd like to have a conversation with you both tonight or today or sometime, please.
Okay.
I'm
Be
available.
up for that.
Yay.
Ashley. Yeah. I mean, that's a
There,
good.
there are Skittles, guys. Cashley and Malaho is Skittles.
Oh, Jesus.
She won't use 14's vessel anymore because she's embarrassed.
I like
Oh,
that
punk.
one.
Me too.
I like that one a lot, actually. But,
Rat.
yeah, the whole time
Skittles.
we've been talking, everybody, I've been keeping an eye on who's live here. And, like, there's nobody live that I would want to stream right now. I mean, somebody's streaming Tim and Angela. I know that. Peach or Speechless 1021. What's her name again? Tracy?
Yeah, Tracy. Somebody told me Detroit Nike's on.
Yeah, I can't stand him. I mean, and if you go in there and you're not a friendly, you get blocked immediately. But I was looking for maybe Tim or Jeff or somebody like that. Nobody's on. Nobody's on. So
That's a good thing.
yeah, no,
For now. We're getting a little bit of a break, Scammy.
Yes, yes. Later on this evening, If somebody goes live that I normally cover, I want to cover, I will come back on and I will definitely stream them, just so you guys, are aware of that. So I might pop on later on,
Thank you.
to do that. So, other than that, guys, I'm gonna get off of here, start making some dinner. Scam 13, thank you for coming up. If you guys have any
Thank you.
questions about anything, I'm sure you can contact me or Scam or 13 regarding, what we have put out in terms of the truth about him. Because we have always been honest here about what we've put out. On the other end, there's been a lot of people that have conjectured about what the truth is. And when you come to something like this, you can't use conjecture. You've got to make sure that what you're putting out there is honest. So if anybody has any of those questions, please reach out.
Yes, I'm open for any questions, comments, or concerns to anybody. Thank you, Scammy, for letting me up. I appreciate it very
Thank you,
much.
13. Thanks, Scam. Mods, thank you very much for taking care of the room. Thank you for blocking that name when it came in. I appreciate that. And thank you, 13, for pointing that out, because I didn't even know what her name is. Oh, wait a minute. Is Maggie Foster live? Could it be? Is Magalicious on? I just got something saying invite her to a live. Why don't I invite her to a live? I'll see if she wants. I sent her an invite. Let's see if she comes. My guess is going to be hell no, but hey, you know what? I'll be nice. Send her one. Let's see if she replies to it. No, she's not on. She's lurking somewhere. Mags, come on in, girl, if you're in here. I heard that he got married. I don't know if it's really the truth. I don't know if it's truth. Part of me says he was just trying to see what kind of traction it would get on TikTok. Oh, she's in here? Magalicious. I hope your ribs are feeling better, Mags. I do too, Tracy. I think he wanted to see if I think he wanted to see if that story would have legs and how many people would discuss it. But I don't think so. Margaret is in the house. Whoop, whoop. Mags, if you'd like to come up, I'll have a nice adult conversation, but no swearing. We don't swear over here. We keep it like, rated G. If you'd like, Mags, I can invite your honey. I can invite Jeff over. I'll let you two have boxes. I'll mute. Because we all know Jeff is her honey. Yeah, I don't see her on. Gosh darn, that would have been nice. I haven't streamed Magalicious for a long time. Oh, I will mute. I'll even close my eyes so they can have some privacy. I'm sure she's out of here by now. So, guys, I'm going to get off here. Thank you very much for coming in. Have a great rest of the afternoon. And, if some of my faves come on tonight, I will absolutely stream them. And we will discuss the bad behaviors that people are doing on this app. Have a good one, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.